first time here? Great, great, great. Well, I'm ready to go ahead and get you started. Yeah, great. You're here for a psychological evaluation? No? Oh, okay. You're looking for the inner psyche exam. I see. Well, that is going to give you some wonderful insight into who you are as a person and also into your current feelings about the people who are around you and your current situation in life. That's what you, okay, great, great, okay. So all I need from you is a little bit of information. So let me go ahead and open up my computer and we'll go ahead and get started. So first thing I need is your name, please. And how do you spell your last name? Great. And your date of birth, please. And your address, please. No, we won't send you any junk mail, I promise. Promise. It's just for our records, so we can send you any follow-up information about your evaluation today. Great. Huh? And your zip code? Wonderful. Great, great. Okay. Now, have you had any recent changes in your life that might impact your inner psyche? I see. I see. And your current relationship status? Are you married, single? Great. Okay. And any children? Okay, great. All right. So are you ready to go ahead and get started? There's no reason to be nervous. There's the wonderful thing about this is that there's no right or wrong answers. Any answer you give is going to be correct and it's going to give us wonderful information about who you are as a person. Fantastic. Okay, let me go ahead and put this away and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like for you to just go ahead and relax. Just kind of take a deep breath. Breathe it out. Wonderful, wonderful, good. One more time. Good. Okay. Now at this time, I just want you to just kind of let your mind go. I'm going to ask you to visualize some things. And as I ask you to visualize, I just want you to relax your mind. And when you see something in your mind, just tell me the first thing you see. Don't try to change it. Don't try to make it be something that it's not. Just whatever you see is the right answer. Okay? Great. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? Okay. You're gonna do great. No, there's no bad or good, I promise. Okay. So, the first thing I'd like for you to visualize is a desert. Do you see a desert? Good. Do you see the sand? Do you see the sky? Do you see the horizon? Good. Okay. In your desert, there's a cube. Do you see a cube? Okay. Tell me about your cube. Don't worry, I'll remember. I've done this so many times, I'll remember, no worries. Okay. About how big is your cube? And is it resting on the sand or is it hovering over the sand? Good. And how close is it to to your view? Is it far off in the desert or is it close? Good. Okay, great. Now, is there any movement with the cube? Is it moving at all, or is it still? Very good. Okay. Okay. Do you know what your cube is made out of? Okay. Okay. Great. All right. Is there anything else about your cube that you think that I should know? Okay. Good. Okay. Perfect. Anything else? Okay, great. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on now. All right. Now, the next thing that I would like for you to visualize is a horse. Do you see a horse? Okay. Tell me about your horse. Good. Okay, about how big is your horse? Is it a large horse? What's its physical nature? Small, big, muscular, thin? And what color is your horse? Does it have a saddle or a bridle or anything on it? Okay. But there's no right or wrong answers. You're doing great. Okay. Now, where is it in relation to the cube? Is it close or is it far away? Okay. Is there any interaction between the horse and the cube? Okay. Okay, great. Does your horse have any kind of personality? Anything that's standing out about it? Okay. Okay. Great. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me about your horse? Okay. Okay, great. Great, great. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and move on from the horse. So also in your desert, with your cube and your horse, is a ladder. Do you see a ladder? Okay. All right. Tell me about your ladder. Where is your ladder in relation to the cube and the horse? Okay. All right. Is it leaning on anything, or is it straight up and down? Okay. And is it in the sand, or is it kind of floating in the sky? Okay. And would you know what your ladder is made out of? Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Great. Now, do you know about how many rungs your ladder has? Or does it just stretch up into the sky? Okay, great. Do you know what your ladder is made out of? I think I already asked you that. I did. I already asked you that. Okay. What didn't I ask you? There's something. Oh, if your ladder, if somebody were to come with a hammer and hit your ladder, what would happen to it? Would it break easily, or what would happen to your ladder? Okay. Okay, great. Wonderful. Okay, anything else about your ladder that you think I should know? Okay, great. You're doing a great job. You're doing wonderful. This is great. I'm getting a lot of wonderful information about you. All right. So you've got a cube, a horse, and a ladder in your desert. A storm comes to your desert. Tell me about the storm. Is it particularly violent, or is it calm? What's in the storm? Is it rainy, or is it windy, or what's the storm like? Very interesting. Okay. And now, the things that are in your desert, your cube and your horse and your ladder, are they affected at all by the storm? Oh, okay. Okay. No, everything you're saying means something. Yeah, I'm gonna interpret it all for you when we're done here, as soon as this is done. So that's how it affected the horse and the ladder and the cube. Good. Now, is it a long storm, a short storm? Okay. All right, so now I've gathered all the information that I need from you, and I'm going to go ahead and interpret it for you now. Okay, so it's very important at this time that you have made those decisions. It told me everything and really had some solid decisions made about what I asked you to visualize. It's very important that that's done up to this point, because I am going to start interpreting, and once you hear the interpretation, you can't go back. The interpretation is going to influence your visualization. So it's very important that you have visualized up to this point, or else you won't have the full benefit of the service. So just wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything else you wanted to tell me before I began interpreting your results. No? Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So the cube is you. The desert is your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start with your cube. Now, the size of your cube has to do with how much self-confidence and self-assurance you have. So if you had a particularly large cube, then that means you are very self-confident and very self-assured. The smaller your cube is, the less confident and self-assured that you are. Now, don't feel like I'm judging you in any way. I promise you this is a judgment-free zone. And again, like I said, there's no wrong answers here. There's only right answers. So, okay. So the next thing is whether the cube was in the sand or whether it was in the air. Now, if it was in the sand, then that means that you are grounded in your life. Up in the air means that you're kind of floating around in life, not really solid in the decisions that you're making. Yeah. So the other thing is movement. If your cube is moving, that means that you enjoy having a lot of drama in your life. If your cube is grounded in the sand and not moving, or if it's floating and not moving, it means that you don't enjoy lots of drama and chaos in your life. Does that seem like you? Yeah, great, okay. So the next thing is what your cube is made of, and that is a reflection of you. So I want you to think about what your cube was made out of and what that physical property means to you. For example, if your cube was made out of glass, for instance, you may be very sensitive, it may break easily. Okay, so one thing I forgot to ask you was whether you could see through the cube or not, whether it was opaque, meaning that you can't see through it at all, or whether it was translucent, meaning you could see through it a little bit, or whether it was transparent, meaning you could see through it all the way. Yeah. Okay, so the clearer your cube is, the more transparent it is, the more you allow people to see into who you are as a person. So if you can't see through it all, you don't really let people see who you are until they get to know you. Yeah. A lot of people have Rubik's Cubes, and if you had a Rubik's Cube, that meant that you're quite the puzzle, that people are always trying to figure you out. Or at least you believe that they are. You feel like you're kind of a puzzle. Yeah. Let's see. As far as color, if your cube had any kind of color, you want to try to think about what that color means to you. For example, blue tends to be seen as a very calming color. So if you had a blue cube, then maybe you're a very calm and relaxed person. Yellow cube, very bright and happy. Yeah. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it so far. That's awesome. Okay. So, was there anything about the cube that I missed? We talked about size. We talked about movement. We talked about transparency. Let's see. Oh, the closer your cube is to your viewpoint, the more you feel like you know yourself. So if your cube is close to where you were seeing, you feel like you know yourself pretty well. If your cube was far away in the distance, you feel like maybe there are a lot of things that you don't really understand about your actions and your motivations. Yeah. Okay. missed? No? Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and move on, and we're going to go on to the horse. Now, the horse is either your current relationship or a future relationship that you would like to have, who you're looking for in a relationship. I know it's funny sometimes to think about your horse and thinking about the person that you want to be with or the person that you're with and kind of finding those similarities. So the physique of the horse tends to be the physique of the person, if not physically, emotionally. So a very strong horse may be strong physically, it may be strong emotionally, and a very active horse may show that you're a person that you're looking for. The person you're with is a very active person. And then color is very significant. The color of your horse is very significant. If you had a white horse, the white horse is kind of the knight on the white horse, somebody that you want to sweep you off of your feet. The black horse, that's the wild stallion. That is the person that you want to have a lot of fun with. Black stallion. Yes, lots of adventures with the black stallion. Now the brown horse is the marriage horse. It's the love horse. It's feeling very close and comfortable, love. And then any mixture of colors is a mixture of those different qualities. So for example, if you have a horse that has kind of black on its face but a brown body, maybe you're with a very adventurous person, but overall it's a lot of love and emotion in there, but then there's that in the mindset, very wild side. Yeah, so you just gotta think about where it is on the body and then kind of interpret it from there. And then the next thing is whether the horse had a bridle or a saddle. Any kind of bridle or saddle means control. That means that you control the relationship and that person does not. If it does not have a bridle or a saddle, that means that you are not in control of that person. Yeah. And a bit, if your horse has a bit in its mouth, then you do not allow that person to make decisions without your approval. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Some relationships work very well that way, I've heard. Mine does not, but yeah, I've heard that works very well for some people. Everybody's different, Yeah. Okay. Your relationship, anywhere where the horse is close to the cube is a closeness of relationship. If the horse is far away from the cube, it means there is a further away relationship, that you're not as emotionally close as you would like. When I first had a psychological assessment like this, I saw the horse was licking the cube. I'm still not quite sure what that means. But everybody sees something different again, and there's no wrong answers, so. And anything else that I missed about the horse? No? Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to the ladder now. The ladder is your friends. So the ladder in where it's close to, if it's close to the cube or the horse, that means that is who your friends are closest to. So some people will have the ladder very close to the horse, meaning that, your friends are kind of your significant other's friends. Like, they're not really your friends, they're your significant other's friends. If your ladder was leaning on your cube, it means your friends depend on you. And if you felt like if the cube moved that the ladder would fall, that means they really depend on you, that they can't stand on their own. And the material that it's made of, when I talked about the hammer hitting the ladder, the material that it's made of is how strong your friendship is and how strong those people are, just as individuals. So if it's shattered and broke, then it's not as strong. Yeah? I can't make this up. I mean, you did it. You did this. You told me. So, Okay, so and then the number of rungs is approximately how many friends you have. Now, I've had a lot of mixed results with this, where some people say that that's not very accurate, but it's one of the pieces of this that people tend to tell me is not quite as accurate. The number of rungs is the number of friends. One thing that people have told me is accurate, though, is whether your ladder reaches up into the sky or whether it stops. And if it stops, it means you have a set number of friends. You count this person, this person, this person, this person, these are your friends. If it stretches up into the sky, that means you have a lot of acquaintances. It means you just have lots of people they're just your friends, they're your acquaintances, but you're not super close necessarily with all of them. Yeah. Okay. And then the closer the ladder is to the front, and also with the horse, the closer the ladder and the horse are to your view, the more you feel like you know those people. Yeah. Okay. And was there anything else about the ladder that I missed? Oh, functionality, the function of your ladder. Some people will see it like a work ladder, which means that your friends will help you in any situation, that they're, good working friends. You need to move, your friends will be there for you. Yeah. Okay. And anything else that I missed about the ladder? Good? Okay, great. All right. We're on to the last part, which was the storm. Now, the storm is when trouble comes to your life. What happens in your life? Now, if you had a very violent storm, it means that you have very, very significant troubles, or have had very significant troubles. Some people have sandstorms that are extremely painful. If you've ever been in a sandstorm, they're very, very painful. Some people have lots of lightning and rain, and everything's drowning around them, and everything is is suffocating. All kinds of crazy violent storms. So that's just what happens when you have difficulties. You've had some very great difficulties if you have that kind of storm. Okay, so now on the opposite ends, if your storm was very calm, just a drizzle of rain, it means you don't really have a whole lot of very difficult problems in your life right now. Now, the next thing was how the storm affected things in your life. So some people will see just everything getting wet, and then everything's fine. Sometimes the horse will run away, which means that you are either afraid of your significant other running away, or your significant other has run away in the past, and you're concerned about that, that when there's difficulty, that whoever your mate is, that person will not weather the storm with you. Same thing with the ladder. Sometimes ladders will fall over in a storm. Sometimes they will be blown away in a tornado, things like that. So if your ladder was affected by the storm, that's how your friends are affected by difficulties in your life. And then the cube, of course, how you are affected by things in your life. Sometimes cubes will begin to spin, meaning that you're just in chaos and you don't know which way is up or down. It's a little bit different than the original spinning. This is a spin that's motivated by the trouble in your life. So, that you just don't know which way is up or down. But if everything kind of stays where it is and weathers the storm, then you've got, a very good, solid relationships with the significant other and the friends. Yeah. And then that's the whole picture there. So one thing that's really important with this too is that because I don't know you the way that you know you, you'll be able to interpret this even better than I can, and that you may be able to find meanings that I was unable to find, because there may be some significance in certain things that I may not know about. So I encourage you to continue to think about your visualization, and continue to think about the meanings behind the different visualizations and what other meanings that they could take. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, after you go, because this is going to take a while, is I'm going to fill out an entire report on your evaluation. I'm going to type it up for you, and then we'll go ahead and mail that out to you. Is regular mail or email better for you? Regular mail is okay? Okay, great, good, I'm glad. Because I didn't take down your email address. We don't do email mailing lists and things like that. I do encourage you to come back anytime that you'd like to see if your scene changes at all. Sometimes things will change as you go through the experience again. So if you feel like something has changed, or you want more insight into your inner psyche, I welcome you to come back anytime that you like to have the evaluation again. I'm going to go ahead and type that up right now before I forget all of the details, and then we'll go ahead and send that out to you. But it's going to take me a good hour or so to get that report ready for you, so I don't want you to have to wait. I'm sure you have things that you need to do today, but I hope that was helpful for you. Good. I'm glad that it was. Yeah. And yeah, and definitely send your friends over to the office to have it done as well. I'm glad you had a good experience and want to share it with your friends. That's great. Yeah, this can work for anyone. I do recommend that it is for someone of appropriate dating age and above, because it doesn't quite make as much sense for someone that's younger than that. Or if we could just leave out the horse part. Yeah, or the horse might mean a parent. Whoever that person sees as their closest love, their closest relationship. It could be a teacher. Yeah, I mean, really, there's no way to know, how it's going to be for each individual person. Everyone's is different. I've done this with, probably at least 150 people, at least so many people. I've been doing this for years, and I've never had two cubes the same. I've never had two of the evaluations come out the same. Everyone's is always different, so it's very interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you enjoyed your experience today. Yeah, definitely, yeah, come back anytime. It was wonderful meeting you as well. Okay. All right, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.